Hey, welcome to the Toolbox. Today we have a beautiful product from our good friends over at Olight. This is their ArkPro. Now, Olight makes a ton of different products, but this one in particular they sent out, and I've been playing with this thing for a while, and I absolutely love it. So, let's get into some of the details. You can see the construction is looking like a fighter jet. It's aluminum construction, and you can see these side profiles here where you do have a lot of really good grip on this. If you have hands that have oil on them or anything like that, this will not slip out of your hands, which is really nice. Also, the clip on the back, you can put it in your pocket with this part of it, or it has the double, so if you want to put it on your hat, you can do that as well. I was actually at a corn maze not too long ago, and this came in really handy. I just slid it onto my hat. It doesn't obstruct your view, and then you have a awesome light right where you want it, hands-free, which I really did enjoy. We do have a magnet on the back. I will show you how this works. Stick it right there, and you can put it pretty much wherever you want, and you've got light wherever you need it. Also, with our charger, that is also magnetic. So you can see down there, we do have a LED in there. It's green when it's charged, it's red when it's charging, and it's USB. Very, very simple to use. And yeah, obviously with the toolbox, you want stuff that's going to be easy to charge, all that kind of stuff when you're not using it, and then you're good to go when you need it. And as for our switch, it's very simple. We do have our mode selection right here. You can hear the quality of that switch. And then our on-off is right here in the middle. One touch to turn it on. We do have a flood. We do have a spot. And then we do have a UV as well, which I have used a whole lot. It's really, really cool. You can see where oil's been. You can go through your hotel room and do some investigating, all that kind of stuff. And you can even make it like a black light in a dark room, and the kids have really enjoyed that. Anything white is very, very bright in the room, and you also have a laser pointer. So if you have an animal that you want to play with, or you want to point something out for a demonstration, anything like that, if you hold it down, it'll go on, and if you tap it, it'll stay on. You also have 2 levels of intensity for that as well. And you can also spin it around and do some light parties with it as well. It's pretty awesome. All right, so we're in the darkest corner of the shop. Show you guys here. We do have our indicators right there when you turn the light on, and then they go away. We did have the green for our battery and then the white for our intensity. You can see we do have it in a flood function right now. So we have it at, I believe this is the lowest setting. And we're going to hold it down. Now we are at a medium, and we'll hold it down one more time, and then we're at full. And the camera is obviously compensating for this, but you can see when I do turn it up how bright it is for a minute. But you can see here on the ground, everything is lit up very, very well. And you can see absolutely anything you want to. It goes all the way up. My 16-foot ceilings is lit up like daylight. And then you can see on the wall here our pattern. Now let's switch it over to our spot. This is our spot at full intensity. Very, very, very strong. You want to watch that you don't get this close to your clothes or anything for an extended period of time, because it definitely has a whole lot of power. And you can see how that goes to the ceiling and on the wall, and then we'll go down to our lowest intensity, which is nice too, because sometimes you don't want to be blinding people, or you just want to see what you want to see without a very, very focused, strong beam. And then we have our medium as well, as indicated here by our indicator light. And then we can go back to full volume. And now we'll go over to our UV light, which is very, very cool. So check that out. That was not there, and now it is. This is our tire imprint from my boat trailer. So just the oils from the tire has been left on the concrete, and we can see that very, very brightly. And also the intensity changes with this as well. So if you want to have it at full, you can see it like that, or you can turn it down, whichever you need for your purposes. It works very good for checking things under a vehicle if you want to see where an oil trail is or anything like that, finding fingerprints, all those things that you want to just investigate with. You can see this tire is a little different than that one. That's a boat trailer. That's a golf cart from what I can tell. But yes, very fun to play with, and this thing fits directly in your pocket very easily, and you'll want to carry it everywhere. Honestly, I have done a lot of stuff with this flashlight already, and I couldn't imagine not having it in the toolbox after having it. So let's go and check out our laser. Now, let's turn off our intensity here. We can see our laser here on the wall, and it's very good for pointing things out. If you're doing videos or anything like that, you want to point something out without having to put your hand in the frame or anything like that. It works for that. If you are doing a presentation, that works as well. Or if you just want to drive your cat crazy, it's also fun for that, and the dogs go nuts as well. But we do have 2 intensities of that, just so you don't accidentally shine it in somebody's eyes or anything like that. And those light shows I was talking about, you can do all kinds of patterns and everything like that on the wall and have fun with the kids. And you can even turn on the UV light and have the laser pointer on at the same time, or any of the functions work with the laser pointer on as well, which is also very cool. You do have a ton of options for whatever you're going to want to do with this light, which is why it is my favorite flashlight I've ever used. And then you can see on a vehicle just how this light shines. You can see all the sparkle in the paint, all those things. If you want to use this for detailing, trying to find imperfections, you can do that as well. And then we can put it to our UV. You can see our light right there. And then let's go to our spot, which is nice for going in and inspecting different things. If you have a leak or anything like that, or you're on the side of the road and you need some light, this light will do exactly what you need it to do. So as you guys can see, the Olight ArkPro does a whole lot of things, but say you've used this flashlight a ton and you've depleted the battery and you need it to work, but you do have your phone with you and you do have a USB-C cord. We can open up this flap right here. It does have a nice gasket on it as well to keep all the crud out. We open that up, we put our USB-C cord in for our phone, and then I plug in my phone. My phone has charge, and then you can see our battery indicator is now charging our ArkPro from the phone. So very, very cool. Just gives you options. If you need to charge your flashlight with your phone or any other USB-C device with your vehicle, all of that, you can do that as well if you don't have your magnetic charger with you, which is actually running the regular USB-A. So any kind of function that you need to charge your flashlight, you can use either using the supplied charger or a USB-C that pretty much everybody has, because most phones use a USB-C nowadays anyway. So there it is, everybody, the all-new ArkPro from Olight. Definitely drop in the comments any questions you might have. I do have a link in the description for this product, so definitely go check out Olight and grab yours.